Good afternoon. Welcome to the Celtic Way, Celtic versus St Johnstone team lineup reaction. I'm Tony Haggerty at ahaggerty10 on the X or Twitter handle, and I'm delighted to be joined by Ryan McGinley at the Ryan McGinley, who's somewhere near Celtic Park, and he'll be taking in the match. Good to be on with you again, Ryan. Lots of people thought we had beef and we'd fallen out and we weren't appearing together, but let's quash those rumours. We're all good, aren't we?
We're all good in the hood, unless we've been put on the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson undercard. Maybe people would say that would be the main event, but no, things are all good. It's just we've not been on just due to days off and stuff like that. But we're back on. We're back on a Saturday afternoon. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else than being on the stream with you, Tony. So yeah, looking forward to discussing the game when we get down to it.
To be fair, young man, I've been in training, so I'm at my fighting weight, which is somewhere between a feather duster and a flyman weight. All right, so 6 inches in your face, that's all I need. But there you go. Now, all joking aside, it's great to be on with Ryan. It feels like ages since we've been on for game day, doesn't it? So looking forward to this one, and got lots to talk about. But first and foremost, we'll say a thank you to our sponsors, Ryan. You can take it away.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I've got a wee thing to read out. Today we want to take a moment to thank our sponsors, MPH Boilers, who've recently become proud Celtic community partners. For all the Celtic fans listening, MPH Boilers is bringing you a special home cover plan offer. You can get comprehensive coverage for just 99p a month for the first 6 months. This includes everything from annual boiler service to full heating system, plumbing and gas supply pipe coverage. After the first 6 months, the plan upgrades to just £25 a month for the remaining 6 months, ensuring your home is always in top condition all year round. Interested in this offer? Then please message MPH Boilers Facebook page and quote MPH Celtic, or call MPH Boilers directly on 0800 779 7778 and quote MPH Celtic. It's a fantastic way to support your home this year. A big thank you to MPH Boilers for supporting the podcast and being a Celtic community partner. Keep an eye out for their branding around the pitch. And all their links will be in the description at the end of this video. I'm sure you've got something else to talk about, Tony, with regard to the website.
Well, we're talking about support. Yeah, look in the screen there, guys. This is our best ever offer. And we've said before, we can't do it without you. So it's a wee call to action. 6 months of access to everything we do on the website for £1. Plus, new subscribers will get that Kyogo Furuhashi print artwork from renowned football artist made by Frankie. Look at that, guys. That's an excellent piece of artwork there. And we implore you and we're asking you to go onto the website and subscribe for £1 for 6 months of access. Can't say any more than that or any fairer than that.
It's our best ever deal, guys. Yeah. Please get involved as much as you can. This isn't to go in for a competition. If you pay £1 for the 6 months of subscription, and I was quite confused about this, but I've had it ratified that everybody gets a free Kyogo Furuhashi print made by Frankie when you subscribe to the website. We've had an influx of subscribers over the past 48 hours. Yeah. Please join us all on the Celtic Way, and we would really welcome you on the channel, both on YouTube and on the website too. Everybody gets a Kyogo print. So yeah, please get involved at www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe.
Yeah, big push on this, guys. We'll be plugging it for quite a while, and been a great uptake so far. So thank you for that. And we always tell you that we can't do it without you. And honestly, if you subscribe, it helps us continue to do what we do on a daily basis. That's been the YouTube podcast and everything that we do on the website. Instant analysis, player ratings, opinion pieces, stats bomb, data analysis and all that. So yeah, big interviews. So thank you for that, and thank you to everybody who's already taken up the offer. So cheers, guys. Now, there's a game of association football, Ryan, happening just up the road from you.
Let's go on to the football, shall we?
And there's the team. And not to be too smart or big up ourselves, but we both got 11 out of 11 and we predicted 11s, Ryan. Was that hard to do, or do you think most people would have gone with the team that you and I have picked there?
I think most people would. I think every position there was sort of question marks over. I think we picked the safe options for each one, and Brendan Rodgers seems to have done the same. Potentially would have went with Ida up front, but I'm delighted that he's given Kyogo his chance. It shows that he's rewarding a player for scoring in the dying embers of a game, rather than maybe playing Ida because he played the 60, 65, 70 minutes. He brought Kyogo on, Kyogo got his goal, and he deserves his start today. So yeah, I'm delighted with the team. 11 out of 11. Everyone that's picked, I would have played in this game. Maybe question marks about Welsh, but we all know that Carter Vickers makes a better player out of the people that are next to him, and it's so, you know, relieving to see Carter Vickers in that starting lineup. You know, I know he's only been gone for one game, but that was one game too many for my liking. He's missed, I think it's 19 games this season in all competitions, which is just under half of the games. I think it was 49% or something when I had a look on transfermarket.com. Delighted to see him back. Here's hoping he can stay fit from now until the end of the season. But yeah, delighted with that team. 11 out of 11. What's your thoughts on it, Tony?
19 games for Cameron Carter-Vickers is the equivalent of half a domestic season, Ryan. 38-game season, you know. So that shows you how badly it's been missed. Listen, I think, as I say, we both gone with that team. Kyogo was the big one in place of Adamida. We felt Kuhn deserved to capitalise on last week's performance, see if he could do it again. I really wrestled with my conscience with Gustav Lagerbielke. I wrote a piece during the week about it and thought, would he come into Brendan Rodgers thinking? And then when I saw that Welsh was out yesterday, I was swithering, but I just thought he would opt for the safe option. But it's just great to see Cameron Carter-Vickers back. And to me, that's as strong as it gets, isn't it?
At the moment,
in the light of the players that are missing. You know, but good news on the horizon with Hatate coming back, McGregor coming back. You know, and I know you'll be...
That was a double hit. That was a double hit of positivity. I know I was off yesterday afternoon, but I was certainly listening in to the press conferences, and you know, those double hits of Cal McGregor back after the international break, Rio Hatate back after the international break. The cavalry's coming. It's one more game they have to deal without them. It's not the most ideal game to be coming back to, Livingston away on the plastic pitch, but you know, if you're going to take them, you can take them at the earliest opportunity. And with Hatate and Cal McGregor coming back, specifically for that Rangers game, you would feel, that was a much needed shot in the arm for Celtic and the supporters and everybody following the club at the moment, to get two of arguably your best players, your two best midfielders, along with Matt O'Reilly back into the team. That'll be brilliant. But it's all about the players that are playing today. You know, Bernardo will be hearing all of this noise outside. He'll be hearing about Hatate coming back. He'll be hearing about Cal McGregor coming back. It's time to throw a spanner in the works. The Portuguese under-21 internationals needs to throw a spanner in the works here and ensure that his place isn't automatically lost when Hatate and McGregor comes back. It's time to put a couple of question marks into the manager's head and the manager's mind, and he can do that by playing well today. He's a good player. He's not shown it recently, but I'm sure he can get up to those levels this afternoon. A couple of goals would really put the cat in amongst the pigeons, wouldn't it?
Yeah, certainly. With over 300 people joining us, 313 people. Thank you guys for your company. Really appreciate it. And you're also very kind with your comments. Craig McMeekin, afternoon, Craig, how you doing? Andrew Taggart, how's things, guys? Looking forward to 3 points today. Hail. I hope that's exactly what we're talking about when we reconvene. James is saying that it's a fantastic deal just for the artwork. So thank you, James. Appreciate that. Craig coming back in. He's been a member for a while and he can assure everyone that it's an absolute steal. Thank you very much, sir. Sean Boy, hoping for a goal fest today, Ryan. Aren't we all? Francis Lester,
playing the one side of the pitch. For one team.
Boys, looking forward to a big win today. Come on, you boys. Yeah, lots of people hoping for a big win. Johnny Franco, big day for the Celts. Great show, guys. Keep it positive. Thank you very much. Mick coming in. Wish Tony and Ryan all the best with the subscriptions deal. Hail. Thanks very much, Mick. Appreciate that. But it's all down to you guys. We appreciate you supporting us. So thanks for that. Callan Grant. Hi, Ryan and Tony. Hi, Callan. How you doing? And Scotland the Brave coming in and talking about Kuhn. You still to see Kuhn go by a man consistently. Celtic wingers in the past have goals, assists and go past fullbacks. He really needs to step up. Don't you agree? He's a bit frustrating. I think he's been frustrating up until last week. He had his best performance in a Celtic jersey last week where he did take his man on and he had his marker on toast. So I just want to see him continue that, Ryan, because he looks like a confidence player, doesn't he? He looked like a confident player last week.
Yeah, and I was listening to what you were saying on your walk around the pitch with Paul John Dykes as well. It's as if he turned up. The real Nicholas Kuhn turned up and showed everybody there's reasons why. And if you were looking at some of the reports that were coming out during the week, he lost something like 6 or 7 kilos in the Austrian League's off season due to his dental operation. I know
Yeah,
that can have a
wisdom
real
teeth.
effect on players. Yeah, that happened with Shane Duffy as well. Shane Duffy had a real struggle getting back into the side after. Sorry to mention his name and sorry to bring up that season, but he did have teething problems as well. You could probably say that in all aspects of his game. But with Kuhn, that was his best performance, his most composed performance last week against Livingston. I was doing the show last week on my own and I was really raving about him. Christian Montano was getting bullied on that other side alongside him. I love a winger that can smell blood early doors and knows that he's got the beating of his man and then continues to do that. I think Palmer doesn't do that in a lot of games, which can really be annoying because he sometimes does have the beating of his man, but he won't believe in himself. We need somebody like Kuhn and Yang, to be fair, once he comes back. Looking forward to seeing him coming back in the team for the next game. This is the last of his 2-game suspension. So when the two of them come back, that's now a viable option now with Kuhn and Yang on that side.
Yeah.
They can both come in and make an impact. The blow of losing Abada has been lessened due to the fact that Yang and Kuhn in recent games have stepped up, which is good. You know, they're young players, and as much as a lot of people have been writing off the summer signings and the January signing as well, and Kuhn, these players can come good all of a sudden, and they can pick their moments really, really well. If Kuhn can put in a really good performance, you know, next couple of games is Ibrox, and that's got to be the target for him. Get that starting place and make it yours.
I think that's exactly what these guys are doing today, Ryan. The ones that have got an opportunity, they'll try to put themselves in the frame for Ibrox, and if they're not, they should be. And I think the manager wants to see, you know, because no team talk required for the likes of Ibrox, but these are the games that win you titles, Ryan. You know, these kind of games where, you know, everybody expects, and if you don't deliver...
Certainly games that make you lose the title as well,
well,
though.
correct, yes, of course. But, you know, you have to turn up. Your attitude has to be spot on all the time. There's never a question about your attitude not being spot on when you go to the likes of Ibrox. But these are the games that matter. And I think Kuhn and Bernardo especially have a great chance to sort of say to the manager, you can trust me for that. Now, that's the onus is on them to perform today. And lots of people coming in, commenting. Jerry Lappin, Bernardo needs to put in a shift. You were talking about that, weren't you? Welsh Paul saying, looking forward to see a fired up Kuhn and Kyogo. Yeah, Kyogo.
Maeda as well, because he's just coming off a hat-trick.
Back him, says JJ Celtic. I'm assuming he's talking about Kuhn and John Summers coming in, saying it's all coming good with key players coming back. Hope Celtic can now kick on. We've been talking about that in the podcast this week, haven't we? Craig McMeekin couldn't simplify his game last week, but that left back was also getting smoked by James Forrest, so he thinks today's huge for Kuhn. I think it is a massive game for Kuhn, but it's a massive game for Celtic as well, because they can't afford to slip up at all. Scotland the Brave saying, yeah, he agrees. He thinks Kuhn has something. He wants to see him drive at fullbacks more. Here it starts a fresh slate for Kuhn. He's saying, yep. And if he has had those problems, Ryan, and hopefully he's over them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Coming in, let's get plenty of goals. Come on the hoops. And Carol Lenny, hail from LA. Great win today. Hope you're enjoying LA, Carol. Lucky for some, Ryan.
It'll be some time difference there. It'll be the morning when you're watching the games. I know Hamish has got a bit of a rough ride watching the games, getting up early in the morning, but it'll be the same in LA. It'll be early morning for them, or just sort of normal morning time for them. But you know, I love the dedication. So many supporters all across the world get up at different times of the day. We'll either stay up late, we'll get up early in the morning, and I love that. That dedication to the cause and the dedication to supporting your team. That's what really makes a supporter, regardless of if you can get to the games or not. If you're getting up, and I shout out to all the supporters that are getting up and watching games, especially in that time of the night or the time of the morning. I do the same with the UFC. I know how difficult it is to stay up or get up for those sort of things. So yeah, shout out to everybody that's watching the game from maybe a difficult time zone.
Keimatsu comes in. It's 11 p.m. in Japan. Hope you're enjoying it, Keimatsu. Thank you very much.
There's plenty of Japanese players to catch today. Three in the starting lineup.
Exactly, but you touched on it there. Kyogo and Maeda, hopefully they can ride the crest of a wave after last week's goal-scoring exploits. Maeda as well. As you see, I was talking about Maeda on the Wander Around Paradise, and he is entering cult and iconic status, Maeda, isn't he? You just don't know what Maeda's going to turn up, but that's the beauty of him, isn't it? Because he's capable of getting a hat-trick. He's capable of shanking the ball out the stadium.
Whenever
he gets the ball.
most... Can you think of another player like him, Tony? Honestly, I cannot honestly think of a. He fascinates me in a good way and a bad way at the same time, because you don't know what Maeda you're going to get. You've got to put him in the team because you might get the good Maeda.
Do you know who I would liken him to? And it's going back a wee bit, but I always felt that Frank McGarvey, you never really knew what you were going to get with Frank McGarvey. And older people will recognise that. Frank McGarvey could twist and turn and corkscrew defenders into the ground. But other times, he could fail to control the ball. But he was a cracking goal scorer as well. And he was a great player he was a great assister as well. But you just never knew what Frank McGarvey you were going to get. So I'm liking it with him in terms of his skill set, because it's all there.
Yeah, Craig in the comments is saying Samaras as well. Samaras was a modern day example of that. He really could. I've always said that Celtic need to get a Samaras sub within the first 5 minutes, because they'll know exactly with his first touch. If he's falling all over the place, get him off that park, because you know what you're going to get for the 90 minutes. But if his first touch was on, then you knew that he was capable of causing so many problems for the opposition, particularly that New Year's game against Rangers at Ibrox. He single-handedly just destroyed that team on Derby Day.
Welsh Paul coming in, Jimmy Johnson could be the same, Tony. I've heard that from my father. He's told me all about that. And Andrew Taggart saying Harold Brackbeck was the same. Harold Brackbeck actually was the same. So, lots of players are like that. You know that the skill set's there in abundance when they put their mind to it. And when they're on it, they're on it. But when they're off it, it can be haywire and wayward, and sometimes circuits don't connect. But I think that's why they get that cult and iconic status, don't they? They earn that billing, because Celtic love players like that, don't they? Really, that you would kind of maybe label them sometimes Mavericks. They just kind of do their own thing. They don't really conform to any kind of pattern.
Because they are the players that have been consistently good don't stay at Celtic for long. Unfortunately, especially in the modern era, they'll then move on to pastures new. If they're young enough, they'll go down to the Premier League, or they'll go further afield. You look at Jeremy Frimpong. I was watching him the other night. Seen him do his thing for Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League. He was doing the same at Celtic. Maybe more of a goal scorer at Leverkusen than he was at Celtic, but great to see. I'm really looking forward to this game today. I've got a good feeling about this game and what's going to come. I know that St Johnstone have been a bit of a problem side this season for Celtic, especially at home at one of the first games of the season, in which it was a nothing each draw, and they certainly struggled away from home. I know it finished 3-1, but that was down to three. Was it 3 goals in the second half? 2 or 3 goals in the second half.
Brendan reading the riot at half time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Seen the worst he's ever been as a manager. Seen it wasn't at the levels required. Yeah, I like you. I'm a wee bit more positive and enthusiastic about today in terms of the way Celtic have been previously. You were saying, obviously it's a must-win game, but I think Celtic can put St Johnstone to the sword today. I've got a real good feeling that something good's going to happen today for Celtic in terms of scoring a couple of goals, and Kyogo getting back, and I'm also possibly Maeda as well, maybe even Kuhn weighing in with a goal. So I'm feeling quite good about today. As I say, we'll reconvene at 4:45. Well, whenever the work's done, and see if we're still smiling. But no, I'm very positive and optimistic about the outcome today, Ryan.
Who's the player that you're most looking forward to seeing today, Tony? For me, I'm looking forward to seeing Iwata, but I'm also looking forward to seeing that Johnson and Kuhn partnership down that side, because I thought they were really good against Livingston last time out, the two. And I think Johnson is making every winger that he plays with better, because he knows the space and he knows where to be, and more importantly, he knows where not to be when a winger's trying to attack. Gets out of his way and allows him just to do that on his own. He'll do the overlap if necessary and required, but if he's taking a guy on one by one, he's not flooding up the space. He's giving the winger enough space to go and do his business. And I think that's why Kuhn had such a good game, because I think Johnson's in really good form at the moment. And not all the results have been great, but I think Johnson's been one of the more consistent players over the past month or so.
That front four, see from O'Reilly forwards, that's what I'm looking forward to seeing. And I want to see O'Reilly turn it on today. I want to see that he's buoyed by that call up to the Danish squad, a spring in his step. And he's got lots to play for right now during the run-in. And he's fallen below the standard that he set for the majority of the season. I would never ever criticise a player like O'Reilly, but I think it's fair to say he's fallen below the high bar that he's set, and he's been off the boil for a few weeks now. So I'm hoping that international call up and the chance to, go away with Denmark will refresh him, or he'll feel refreshed. And I think he owes Celtic a performance now, doesn't he?
Absolutely.
The supporters and the team, and I think nobody will need to tell him, because he's very self-aware about mood music and all of that kind of stuff. So that front four for me are key to winning this football match and winning it handsomely today. If that front four can turn it on, Ryan, then I think there's goals in it for Celtic today. I really do. And I'm just looking forward to seeing Kyogo, hopefully, back doing what he does best. That's what, as much as I love Maida's hat-trick this week, Kyogo's goal pleased me most, because it was just a typical Kyogo goal, and the cleanest of strikes, just doing what he does best, running in and goal and scoring. That's playing on the shoulder of the last defender with a flick on. The VAR check, great. He was always onside because he timed it perfectly, because that's what he does. And
how good would a Kyogo hat-trick be today, Tony? How good would that be, just going into the international break, but getting that confidence back in him? He'd be in the right state of mind. I'm not sure. I don't think he get called up for the Japan squad. It's been that sort of season for him where he's been in and out. I know Maeda get called up for the Japan squad. He's always there. He's very much one of Moriyasu's favourite players. But how good was that within a hat-trick right before the international break? Something to think about for the next couple of weeks while he's waiting for his team to come back. He can go into training with a spring in his step as the number one striker. As much as I've enjoyed either being up front and leading the line and being a different sort of focal point, if you're
definitely.
given me a choice between the two, you're wanting Kyogo to be the main man up front, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, I've been saying it all season. Kyogo never lost the ability to put the ball in the net. He never lost the ability to make those runs. He was deployed in a deeper role for a majority of the season, or a large part of the season, and he also wasn't being provided with the service. And it was noticeable when Adam Idah came on at Fir Park in the games after that, where Adam Idah scored. He was provided with service, which I have said, had Celtic played like that with Kyogo on the park, he would have profited too. So, you have to play to that guy's strengths. He's a deadly finisher when you put the ball in front of him. And that lying and playing as deep as he can on the shoulder of the last defender and making those runs, and you have to be intelligent enough to match, because he does it so quickly. He's too switched on, he's too intelligent, sometimes too quick for his teammates. But the likes of last couple of years, Jota and O'Reilly were tuned into it. O'Reilly's still tuned into it, and others are getting tuned into it, so hopefully Kuhn and Maeda can tune into it today. And as I say, I think you have to be able to find Kyogo, which has been the problem this season. The delivery from the wide areas has been virtually non-existent and poor, which has led to those kind of statistics that you would read, that Kyogo touched the ball 4 times in 45 minutes of football. Not his fault. It's just he's been starved of real decent service. But when you provide him with service, he'll score. So
if there's one thing I want to see today, it's a Kuhn assist to Kyogo goal. I want to see that sort of partnership now starting to form between the two of them. Because I think Kuhn's got a good ball into the box. He showed that for the first goal for Maeda against Livingston. It was a perfect goal. It was almost like something that Paddy Roberts would have done 6-7 years ago for Celtic. You get the same here as well, but I think they've got the same sort of dribbling too. That cut inside. He went outside and then passed it back in, and it was perfect. It was a great touch from Maeda and a good finish. But it's all about the ball into the box. He cuts open the defence completely. I want to see that. That's the sort of ball that Kyogo wants. He wants that ball. One touch, bang, into the back of the net. That's what I'd like to see from
instinctive stuff.
And Kyogo today.
Yeah. 507 people joining us, Ryan. That's incredible. Thank you, guys. And, we're banging on about the new deal that we've got. Our best ever deal, 6 months of access for £1, and you'll get the Frankie, made by Frankie artwork as well. We'll be hammering this home like a Kyogo goal, Ryan, Kuhn assist. We'll be hammering it home, won't we, for the next wee while? But thank you to everybody that's taken it up, because we can't do this without your help. So we say thank you for your support, and you continue to support us. I know you guys factor the morning briefing into your daily routine. It's become a kind of staple now amongst quite a lot of Celtic supporters, and we appreciate that. So we need your help to continue to do what we do on a daily basis, and we love doing what we do. So thank you for your continued support. But best ever deal, guys. 6 months of access for the princely sum of £1. Plus, if you sign up, you'll get that Kyogo Furuhashi artwork by renowned football artist made by Frankie. Can't say fairer than that. Log on to www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. Ryan?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the only way that you'll be able to get both Tony's instant analysis today and my player ratings. So we'll try and bring them out to you as quick as possible whenever the game's finished. It might be 5 or 10 minutes after the game is finished, but we'll try and get as instant as possible in getting those. I don't think that'll be the right headline, instant as possible analysis. I think that'll be too many words for that. But those 2 articles, as well as Q&As, as well as the star player that'll be out tomorrow morning. Hopefully there is a star player. That's a game permitting, to be honest, because some games there's been times when you can't really name a star man. So that's a form permitting. There'll be a star player out, as well as stats bomb reports tomorrow. I'll be working on that tomorrow from whatever happens from the game. If there's any good talking points regarding statistics or analysis that I want to dive into further, then I'll be putting something out on the website tomorrow afternoon. The only way you can get that is by subscribing to the website. The only way we can continue doing the YouTube as well is through subscriptions to the website. We've been overwhelmed with the uptake of new subscribers over the past 48 hours, but we cannot continue to do it without you. We need as many people as possible. You'll get a free Kyogo Furuhashi made by Frankie, as we've spoke about before. You'll get access for 6 months, £1 for 6 months. It really cannot get any better than this. It's our best ever deal. If you want to support us just that little bit more, then please visit www.celticway.co.uk/subscribe. But yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you can't beat it. And as I say, over 500 people joining us. That's amazing. Thank you for that, guys. But yeah, there's the team there. Hart, Johnston, Taylor, Welsh, Cameron Carter-Vickers makes a return. Bernardo, Iwata and O'Reilly, and Kuhn, Maeda and Kyogo leading the line. Strong team for me, Ryan. I think there's plenty to be positive about for Celtic today. And yeah, let's go and do it. Let's go and win, Ryan.
Absolutely. That's it. It's a must win. You know, the margin for error, as I've spoken about for the past month or two now, there is no more margin for error whatsoever. They need to go out and do their business and just get the 3 points. You know, this is a team that have caused Celtic problems, particularly at home this season. But that was a lot down to the fact that Matt O'Reilly didn't bring his shooting boots on. Hopefully, if he gets a chance today, he will have the right boots on and he'll be nestling the ball into the back of that net rather than shooting wide or hitting the bar or post or whatever. He needs to score today. You know, I don't want to be talking about how good Mitov played for St Johnstone. It seems like everybody's been saying that this season. Definitely one of the standout players in terms of goalkeepers anyway. Statistically, Mitov could be a player of interest for Celtic to watch in the summer because I think he's been statistically very, very good. He's probably one of the reasons why St Johnstone aren't in a relegation scrap anymore, or they're not near the relegation scrap as it stands. Looking forward to hopefully seeing a good attacking performance, seeing some steel in the midfield with Iwata, and a defence that looks a lot more calmer with Cameron Carter-Vickers at the back.
Yep, and if you want to be put in the mood, I put a retro piece up, didn't I, Ryan, on the website? It's you can have a look at that. Can you guess what Celtic and St Johnstone game I picked, guys? Yeah.
It's shocking that it took me so long to figure out what one you were talking about. But at the same time, I was probably about November, December, January, February, March, April, about 8 months old when that game was. So I don't remember it too clearly. I've heard about it. I've watched the clips. Everybody talks about it. But yeah, showing my age there, unfortunately. There was something else that I was going to bring up. I can't actually. Yes, people are saying Matt O'Reilly hasn't been called up. He was called up yesterday. He was called up because Brentford's Christian Norgard has picked up an injury and Matt O'Reilly is his replacement. Not a bad replacement. Christian Norgard's a good player for Brentford. He's been pretty much a stalwart in Brentford's midfield since they went up into the Premier League. But I can't think of a much better replacement than Matt O'Reilly. A lot of people were a bit annoyed that he wasn't going to get any rest. at this international break, but he won't care. It's a chance to go away and show what he's capable of.
Yeah.
It's probably the best sort of call-up as well, because he didn't get in it the first time, so he knows where his place is. He knows he's only in there because our players get injured. Now he knows what he's got to be capable of from now until the end of the season. You know, he's teetering on the edge. He's on that line between getting in the team and not getting in the team. He's now got to make it a foregone conclusion that he will be going to the Euros in the summer, and in order to do that, he's got to bring his A game for Celtic. I think you'll see a performance today from O'Reilly.
He'll only get into the team, Ryan, if he performs well at club level. So it's a double-edged sword for him. So Celtic and Denmark are the winners here. If he's called into that squad, it's because of what he's doing for Celtic. And if he can recapture some of his early season form, then it's a win-win for him. So we shall see. So here's hoping that G's him up and gives him every impetus to help Celtic over the line with the, as we chase down a Scottish Premiership and Scottish Cup double. So James coming in saying, just look, O'Reilly is not in the squad, guys. He is in the squad, James.
I can assure you, Matt O'Reilly put it on his Instagram yesterday. I checked these things. Yeah, Christian Norgard's out of Brentford and Matt O'Reilly's in of Celtic. I've seen the actual Danish FA put it out as well. So, he's there, and well done to him for getting that call up, but he knows what he needs to do to stay there.
And speaking of the Euros, Ryan, yourself and myself have contributed an article to Nutmeg magazine, haven't we?
We certainly have, yeah.
In conjunction with the Herald, you'll see that advertisements for that coming your way soon, and it's a special souvenir edition, isn't it, Ryan? And we were asked to
I thought I'd put a hex on the two players that I was writing about. I was writing about a Scotland and an England player, two sort of stalwarts of their team, but both have been injured recently, so I was like, they're both going to get called up for the Euros, and my article is going to be completely obsolete. But one of them's back in the Man City squad today, a certain left winger, and Celtic's captain as well is coming back after the international break. I'll let you figure out in the comments what the link is between Manchester City's left winger and Celtic's captain. I'll give you a hint. They both played for one particular club about 10 or so years ago.
And I'll give you a hint about my article. It starts with, have you heard the one about the Scotsman who made an Englishman an honorary Irishman? #Euro 88. There you go. But keep a lookout for that, guys. We're very proud of it. The souvenir special, the Euro 2024. See, articles from myself and Ryan are in that, and if you want to support that, then it's worthwhile. It's a big glossy production, and you'll see it in its entirety. It's coming out in April, and we're all a bit excited about that, aren't we, Ryan, to be fair?
Absolutely. There's going to be so many good pieces there, talking about analysis pieces. There's going to be interviews with Steve Clark, interviews, I believe, with Lyndon Dykes as well, Nathan Patterson too.
Billy Gilmore as well.
Player on here, but he's a Scotland player as well, Billy Gilmore, yes. So there's plenty to get your teeth stuck into. That'll be out in April, so get your pre-orders in. I'm sure that you and I have both advertised it on our respective social media pages. So if you're looking for the link, then please click on that and get involved. It's going to be great. It's going to be a really good read. So yeah, if you're interested, then please get involved.
Indeed. Now, back to today, Ryan. Are we going to go for a prediction?
I'm going to go 4-0.
You're going 4-0, are you? Yeah. Thanks for that. So
one up or one down.
One up or one down, don't I? Okay, I've been bumping my gums and saying I've got very positive about today, so I'll go one up then, eh? I'll go 5-0.
Like it.
I'm just feeling good vibes about this. I just think Celtic so I think it'll be in the back of their mind about that 0-0 game back in August. I think they'll be still smarting from that with St Johnstone coming and taking a point that day. So I think Celtic will want to turn it on, and and also lots of people saying about predictions, and sometimes they're wildly inaccurate, but it's a bit of fun. We try and we give our.
So they are predictions. Predictions correct, of the game, not set in stone.
Correct. So, but guys, get your predictions in. I'll throw a few up just before Ryan makes his way up. Prediction: Celtic 3, Saints 0. Maida with a head full of hair in the first goal. Says Scotland Debray. Cheers for
I'm expecting him to be rocking a mullet.
3-1 says Jay, or Jai, whatever you want to say that. JG says it'll be a hard game, but Celtic get an early goal. He reckons 4-1. So, yep. Lots of people coming in and saying it's 4-1 the good guys, says John. I'm taking he means Celtic then, so fair enough. A few other AR 2-1. And Celtic 2 Saints now, says John Hill. 3-1 Celtic 88. Doogie Boy, same as you, Ryan. He's saying 4-0. 4-0, 5-0. Did you not watch game last week? Says 1976.
Scored 4 goals last season. We get Carter Vickers back.
1976 Doc. You know, always negative, always very negative. 1976 Doc. Give us some positive stuff, Doc. Yeah, we'll flick your comments up, but they're erring on the side of negative, fella. Come on, Celt 88 3-1. There you go. Lots of people. Yeah, we did watch it last week. The Celtics go. George Barr 8-0. There you go. There's always one, isn't there? K-Matsu 2-0. Yeah, 2-1. 1888 CFC says 2-1 Celtic. So there you go. 3-1 says Kylark. Kyogo 4 says George Barr. I'm taking that means he's going to score 4 or Celtic win 4-0. There you go. Brian McGarry saying 3-0 and he hopes CCV comes through safe. And San Fran Celtic says 2 each to the good guys. There you go. Gary McComb says 3-0. There you have it. Lots of positive predictions there, Ryan. Chris Murray 4-0. Kyogo with 2. Settle for that, Ryan. I'd settle for that.
Absolutely.
So, I'd settle for either or of us being right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd settle for any win today, to be honest, but a good resounding win, a good performance as well. Get into that international break with a spring in your step. Put the pressure directly on Rangers tomorrow, who have to go to Dens Park. You know, stranger things have happened. You know, Rangers have lost their last, two of their last 3 games. So anything can happen in this league, but that can only happen if you put the pressure on. Celtic can put the pressure on this afternoon by getting a win and 3 points on the board.
They can indeed. Now, I shall let you boost. That's been almost 40 minutes, excellent, and over 500 people joining us. That's incredible, guys. Thank you so much. We shall return post-match once all the work's done. Be instant analysis on there, player ratings, and Q&As from the manager, certainly. And then we will come back on and discuss what happened. Celtic versus St Johnstone. Always result dependent. Wherever you are in the world or whatever you're doing, enjoy the game. Ryan, you enjoy the game, sir. I shall keep.
Thank you very much, and everybody else enjoy the game.
Keep the home fires burning, as they say. Guys, hit that subscribe button if you like what we do. Can't do it without you. We appreciate it, which is why we flick up your comments and give you your say as well. It helps us as well. Read the mood music and read the room if we can. Strong team today. I'm feeling goals, Ryan. Feeling goals. Let's do it.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you to everybody for watching, and we will catch you after.